Fastest here in Heat 12 of round number 4, and second overall, Mikhail Orlovsky, another great run.
Yeah, it was a good run. It started off well. Car felt a bit loose. I don't know why, but then I had a pretty costly mistake at the end of the straight, so pretty disappointed about that.
How much has the track changed compared to yesterday?
It didn't change a lot. The traction seems pretty similar, so probably will save the same car and hope for the best.
How much do you think the end of the straightaway is going to be a factor in the finals?
I don't think it's a big factor. There are some holes there, but everyone has their line there, and it seems not so hard. I just clipped the pipe and had to wait for the marshal.
Thank you so much, Mikhail.
Thank you.
And Ryan Mayfield, second here in that group and third overall. Another solid run. Seems like the Yokomo getting better and better.
Yeah, the track's not. The track's getting terrible, which is what it is. But yeah, I'm very proud of our team. You know, me and Lee have been working. I've never worked with anybody as good as I do with Lee. Lee's obviously going extremely fast. I mean, he's been most consistent guy here. So his car's still a little bit different than mine, but he also is a lot different driver. But our cars are pretty damn close, so that shows that the cars are working really well. I had a few kind of laps out there, just trying not to have any major mistakes. So I didn't get marshaled, but I wouldn't say it was a perfectly clean run either. So yeah, I'm happy with the 3. I need one more good point, to try to start up as close as possible to the front of the main. I think you could probably start dead last, like a lap behind, and still possibly win this main event. But again, you want to start as close to the front as possible. So yeah, like I said again, I'm super proud of the team. We're doing really well, and I'm stoked to see what happens today.
Thank you so much, Ryan.
Thanks.
And then, as he said, Lee Martin, top qualifier here for this round. So we're going to go down to the pits and see if we can find him.
So I'm bringing you back into the TLR your Team Losi Racing broadcast booth here as we're watching some of the action on Heat 2 as Aaron works his way down to try and catch up with Lee Martin there, your top qualifier for qualifying round number 4. So Tamar Schaefer, the Swiss driver, leading this heat around right now. Good enough for 30th, so you're going to see a lot of these lower heats try and vie for that 30th position, as that was the number of drivers that ran from 10, 11, and 12. We don't expect any of the lower heats to really bump up into those times with those guys, but it just gives a little bit of a sort through those heats to everybody hits the track at a different time in case the start of the heat is always different. Trying to give everybody the most consistent and fair track conditions possible throughout the week, which is why you see the different starting heats each round. As we follow Tamar around here as he works down that serpent section and up the hillside into that hobby wing corner. Tamar with 15 seconds left on his clock, so depending on how quickly he gets through these double sections, this will likely be his last lap. As you see some of those volunteer, or not volunteered, but the employee marshals getting out to the vehicles there and getting them underway. Those guys are filling in when there are not enough racers to fill the heat, or racers are physically unable to corner marshal. They're out there supporting it. So you see Tamar coming across there with a rough last lap of a 36.7 to finish up there. So he'll still take the top spot with that 9.507, but not the finish the Swiss driver probably wanted there. All right, so we're going to go ahead and send it down to Aaron, who has caught up with Lee Martin to the Spektrum pit report.
He's been solid all weekend long, and now top qualifier in round number 4, Lee Martin. It seems like you're getting better and better.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm getting better and better. I'm kind of just trying to stay the same and just running my own race. Obviously not in the top heat, so I don't get caught up in all the melee that is the top heat. So I can just run my laps and then kind of marshal with anticipation. So yeah, it's been actually pretty fun.
Do you think it's been a benefit actually being in that second heat?
I don't think it's been a disadvantage for sure, because from the first race I was able to get out in the front, and then I've been starting at the front every time. I had to negotiate a bit of back markerage, but yeah, apart from that, I actually quite enjoy being in that heat.
What do you think the track's been like compared to yesterday?
I mean, since the rain, it's obviously lost a lot of bite. I think it's about the same as last night, but obviously it's light now, so we can see the track a little easier. But I think the traction is pretty much the same as last night, so not changed too much.
We talked to Ryan Mayfield earlier. He said the two of you have been working very closely together. What's it been like having a teammate in him?
Yeah, he's really good. You know, he thinks of the setup stuff that I don't, and I think maybe of the more traditional setup stuff. So actually we work quite well, because he asked me, what have you done? I'm like, well, nothing really, nothing compared to a different race. I'm just trying to chill. So I'm just out there to have fun, really, and it's obviously working.
I'm sure it's a lot more fun when you're going fast. Thank you, Lee.
Yep. Thanks. Cheers, guys.
It's Lee Martin making a bid here for overall top qualifier with a very, very fast run in round number 4.